Welcome back everybody to this Techlabs Minsk qualifiers. We are of course Heflatv, my name is Coacher and with me is Mito. We are casting the Dream Team versus Power Rangers. It's game number 2 of this best of 3 series. Power Rangers, after a kinda long game, Power Rangers were able to edge out the victory over Dream Team. But this time around, I think Dream Team, they're definitely gonna try for maybe something a little bit more unorthodox to try to get back to an even ground with Power Rangers.
Oh man, it's kind of sad that you can't see me right now because I'm smiling. Because seriously, against Power Rangers, what can you really ban out? Do you ban out the Enchantress, who was just making plays after plays during the early game, along with the Tusker? So, are you gonna waste those two bans on these heroes? Then there's so many other heroes that will just come out. Like you're gonna have Ancient Apparition, you're gonna have the Sand King, Centaur, Bat Rider in this game. Yeah, infinite potentials, but as soon as Dream Team picks up an Invoker, I feel Power Rangers, they might even be able to get a hero like Shadow Fiend mid because they're on the Radiant side. But seeing like previous Power Ranger games, they are not the kind of team that likes to play like EG. They don't like to sit back and relax and farm. They like to go aggressive, make rotations early, go gank and take your towers within say 10 minutes or so. So from Power Rangers, be interesting to see what they're gonna go for this time.
I would like to see the Power Ranger special being the Darkseer Kanka combination.
Ah, indeed. And do you know what? That's something else I want to see. I want to see like the Power Rangers colors, like the original Power Rangers. So like they should pick according to colors.
Can it
It
even
would be
be
a
done?
challenge for them.
Are
So
there
what were the
enough
original
colors on heroes
It
like
was
that?
red, and then yellow, pink. Um, Crap, I forgot the original Power Rangers. It's so long ago. Um, Let me look up first generation Power Rangers.
It's very important, must know.
Indeed. Okay, I got it. So, wow, okay, so there's so many different colors. Okay, so there's blue, pink, red, yellow, and black.
Are there
Okay.
any black heroes?
Yeah, Shadow Fiend.
Oh, yeah.
Instantly. Shadow Fiend. You
Well,
can't miss that
Power
hero.
Rangers, you've got to go for it.
Swagger Fiend. Well, Spectre's no longer. Yeah, Spectre's more purplish right now, but that can be your purple hero. You can have Darkseer. For blue, you can have Enigma. Red, you can have Ember,
Well, Shadow Demon
Warlock.
is kind of red.
Really, I think Shadow Demon's kind of
But if you
purple.
look at him, the
Is red.
portrait at the moment, he has like the fiery red aura flame kind of thing.
I
I
mean,
mean, it might not be fully red, but it's like a poor man's red if they don't go for anything else.
okay, so it's gonna be a poor man's red from Power Rangers. So immediately, once again, these drafts are kind of hard to determine just the kind of general play style the teams are going for because you start with Darkseer, you know that's going to be an off-laner, but you don't know if he's going to be in the save lane, if he's going to be in the jungle, or potentially even mid. Like, it's rare. I mean, unless you're up against heroes like Templar Assassin or Pudge, generally you will not put Darkseer mid, but Shadow Demon, it's a support that can combo with just about any hero with good follow-ups. It can pair up with Shadow Priest, Nyx Assassin, Sand King, so on and so forth. So it's very, very hard for Dream Team to predict what Power Rangers want to do in this game. Are they going for a push? Are they looking for team fights? Are they looking for to drag out ultra late game? Maybe a Shadow Demon plus Naga, or Shadow Demon plus Anti-Mage, Shadow Demon plus Luna. They're just
This is going to be a Kanka 100%. You have the Darkseer to combo it up with and the Shadow Demon. What more can you ask for if you want to go for a Kanka game?
Yes, I would love to see Kunkka because especially X mark the spot, it lasts twice as long on teammates, which means, for example, opponent are pushing down your tier 1 tower, and if you can send a hero like Darkseer, you just X mark the spot Darkseer, and then he surges himself, runs up, denies the tower. When he gets jumped, he instantly end X mark the spot, and Darkseer is safe after denying the tower, making huge plays, making all the viewers excited. Uh, but Kunkka would have been just perfect, I would say. But once again, Dream Team, they're taking so long just thinking about what they want in the second pick phase, why not go for a Centaur? Sure, Doxia counter Centaur in the sense. Oh, okay, so they do think Power Rangers wanted that Luna, so this is more of a block pick than anything else. And now that the Mirana has been removed, the likelihood of an aggressive Charlian from Power Rangers isn't as high, but it can still be done with the right combinations and right heroes. Because what do team did you know one of the facts is Luna has one of the lowest win rate right now in professional games, surprisingly. And part of the reason is teams have been studying Luna and they realize Luna is a snowball hero. And just like Shadow Fiend, its weak phase is that early game. So once teams pick Luna, you're going to immediately see an aggressive trialing in retaliation. So hopefully, Dream Team, they'll be prepared to deal with this.
I mean, if we see the Conquer, there's a potential that there's not even going to be an aggressive trial, since maybe Shadow Demon is going to be in mid lane with Conquer. But I'm just hoping for too much. I think from the Conquer as Power Rangers, they do ban out the PGG Enigma, which is quite a shame, I have to say. Whereas Dream Team, once again, they do ban out the Clinks. That's me.
Wow.
I guess Clinks can just dish out the damage anyway. He's pretty decent as a late game carry as well, because he does a lot of damage. He attacks really fast thanks to the strafe. And of course the Orchid is just a bonus on top of it.
And it's a huge respect towards Scandal. I think that's more of a respect ban, as well as believing that the Clinks at level 1 can just zone out the Invoker completely. Wow. And Power Rangers gonna go for Morphling.
And immediate Ancient Apparition pickup after that. I mean, Dream Team, they probably were planning on going Ancient Apparition anyway, but against a Morphling, it's even better somewhat.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, if Morphling wasn't made of water, right, he'd probably be crying already. Oh man, just having to deal with that ancient apparition. What can you do unless you get that BKB? And even BKB, you can't regen through. You can't regen through the as ice blast if you ever get caught. But if Morphling does get the farm to the point where you have Lincoln's E-Blade, you can instantly shotgun down the ancient apparition and be like, yeah, I'm not gonna deal with you, man. You're just gonna down. You're gonna die outright in team fights. I don't ever want to see you.
Well, I mean, Ancient Apparition, the only thing with the hero is that he needs that level 6 as fast as humanly possible. Because if he gets the level 6 a little bit too late, when the enemy heroes have like one or two more just items, even the bracers would help already, just more levels as well. The Ice Blast the level 1 Ice Blast actually isn't that strong at all. So if he gets it like 12 minutes in or even later, then it might not have the required impact. Especially as Power Rangers, they pick up the Templar Assassin now. It's a really nice matchup against the Invoker. Exort Invokers maybe can deal with the TA, but a Bat Rider once again was completely ignored up until this point, and Dream Team, they do grab it.
Oh man, so finally we're gonna see a Batrider. I mean, I'm not thrilled by any means, but it's kind of comforting in the sense that it's like you see this guy every single day and suddenly he's gone and you're like, where did he go? What happened to him?
It's nice to check the games with Bat Riders as well, because it just more or less guarantees some action or some great plays coming out.
And right now, I feel like Power Rangers, the last hero should be one with a big ultimate.
Do you think they might go for a Tide at the moment even and just send the Darkseer into the jungle straight up? And Tide
Wow,
off lane,
that-
Morphling, Shadow Demon safe lane?
I feel that would just be way too greedy. And Dream Team, their lineup punishes greed even better than Power Rangers. And they capitalize on free farming as well. Luna, if you can stack up for Luna, if you stack up for Batrider, they're just gonna be happy farming all over the place. Their pick-off potentials, and so far it's solely relying on the Batrider, I have to say. The next support has to be a hero that can work in conjunction with Invoker Sunstrikes, set up for the Ancient Apparition Ice Blast. And and this is gonna be a completely forgotten hero, but I just want to mention a combo real quick. Crystal Maiden plus Sven, dual roaming support. What does Crystal Maiden lack during the early game? Mobility, so that translates to movement speed, as well as armor. And what does Sven lack? The mana pool, the HP regen. Oh my goodness. So Dream Team, their lineup is looking darn good, because this is gonna be a support next assassin, so it's not gonna affect the Wraith King all that much during the early game. And now
Or
they have to
is
set up.
it? Or is it gonna be a support next? FNG picks up the Darkseer at the moment.
Oh man, it's just the ultra greedy. I'm gonna farm jungle.
I mean,
Darkseer.
FNG, he's played just full on support Darkseer on lanes as well, but that has been usually when they are going like Dazzle, Axe, Darkseer, aggressive tri-lane, creep skip. But it does look like they might be going greedy, or no. I think since Cheshire Cat isn't here, so they're using the stand-in. So FNG is
Okay.
just going to take up the offlane role because he does start with the Stout Shield, and with Jessic, he's running towards the safe lane. So, I mean,
It's
so you can
interesting.
continue on your point since it's probably still going to be a support Nyx.
Yeah, pointing out one thing, FNG, his rotations toward the top lane is considered extremely slow. They spend too much time passing him the wards and deciding on what lane they're going to. If you look at the Batrider, it's already in position all the way over here, and both of them are holding onto Observer ward. The reason why you want to start out the lane so early and as fast as you can, as soon as the game you pick the heroes come out, as an offlaner you just want to go, because you want to get into that jungle fast and get down your Observer ward. And once you have that Observer ward down, it's gonna be so hard for the opponent trying to gank you without a smoke. And without that smoke in smoke gank, you're just gonna be having an easy time on the lane. And you're gonna keep the opponents guessing left, right, center. Is like, where is this observer ward? It's ridiculous. Like, how are we gonna deal with him? And eventually, you might even disrupt the farm of the supports to the point that of starvation. But it shouldn't happen in these high level games.
You all, but they shouldn't, but they very well might, as we may or may not see it in this game. But going over the lineups fast, starting with Dream Team, Afterlife, he's going to be playing on the Batrider, leaving ZXC to head towards the mid lane on the Invoker, and the tri lane will consist of 2-2-3-2, as in PGG on the Ancient Apparition, ACN, which might or may not be No Fear, who knows, and Newwick, he's going to play on the Luna.
Okay, and on the Radiant side, once again, we're gonna have Moon on the carry, gonna be playing as the Morphling this time around. J4 gonna be on the support Shadow Demon, and we're gonna have We Just Stick playing as the support next assassin. At mid, we're gonna have Scandal on his one of his trademark heroes, the Templar Assassin, and finally, we're gonna have FNG playing as the offlane Darkseer. And his starting item is so risky with only one set of tangos.
Yeah, well, I guess his teammates chose not to help him out, and even Scandal having that one tango, usually you get at least two, and even then you're just going to rush for the bottle, but he has a circlet as well, so getting some extra stats going for himself. I mean, do you think it's worth it to get some extra stats instead of the faster bottle on a TA?
Well, on Templar Assassin, well, I mean, I would say it's not worth getting the circlet, but once again, who's the expert here on Templar Assassin? It has to be Scandal. He is just so freaking good on this hero. He must have his own justifications for it, somehow.
I mean, I guess that the Templar Assassin isn't that mana hungry early on. Doesn't need it that bad, so he can wait for the bottle to come out like a minute later or so. That
Yeah,
might be it. I
and-
mean, Refraction doesn't take up all that much mana.
And he is laning against an Invoker, so perhaps some early stats will give him the lesser advantages. But I mean, with the Refraction, that should do about the same.
Yeah,
And down at bottom, interesting
God.
merry-go-round.
and Afterlife should be fine as long as Nyx Assassin is not level 2 and doesn't have both the Spike Carapace and the Impale. Because otherwise, Batrider should be able to just dodge out the Impale, unless of course J4 gets the disruption before. But Afterlife, and ring around the rosy, and he blocked up this double pull camp as well. That's actually kind of a smart thing to do. I mean, usually people just block out only the pull camp, but blocking out the double pull is a little bit better because if they single pull, the creep wave is just gonna push in.
Yeah, indeed. And if the creep wave pushes into the tower, then Afterlife is just gonna soak up all the XP and be very happy. So far in terms of last hits though, Scandal is dominating mid completely. ZXC with only 1 last hit and 2 denies, whereas Scandal has 9 last hit and 6 denies. And dude,
Wow.
I don't think that circlet made much of a difference. Perhaps it helped him last hit better, but nonetheless, he still has that very fast bottle. So the circle definitely didn't slow him down by any means.
Yeah, well, ZXC, he got, well, really minor harassment coming out by J4 when he had the double damage as the first rune, of course. But do you think ZXC can recover, especially since he has the Force Spirits, to maybe get rid of the refraction charges and try to harass Templar a little bit in return?
Yes, but by the time he recovers, so we're speaking or mostly thinking about a level 9 Invoker with 2 Force Spirits to be able to use a Cold Snap and instantly remove all refraction charges. By that time, Scandal will have his own Midas, and he doesn't necessarily have to contest you. Scandal can easily rotate to other lanes, and you're looking at level 9 Templar Assassin, that burst is going to be ridiculous. Wherever he goes, somebody is bound to die. Especially when you look at Dream Team, their heroes are not that good at protecting each other. They don't really provide much of a cover fire, essentially.
Yeah, well, I guess, I mean, in the chat as well, they called Dream Team's lineup out as greedy, and I guess it kind of is because, I mean, Luna, she requires a lot of farm. Ancient Oppression, she's, oh, they're going on Scandal, the melt comes out, and there's no sentries, the cold feet proc, but Scandal, of course, does not care about it in the slightest.
Yeah, and Scandal has his boots as well as bottling up an Invis. I don't think it's going to be rotating anytime soon. But we've seen Scandal. He's not the kind of guy who likes to farm up greedy items like Midas is. He's just most likely going to be going for those face boots and the Blink Dagger, just going for that rotation, helping his teammate make plays all around the map, because that is their style. It's aggression after aggression after aggression.
Oh, speaking of aggression,
FNG,
FNG, he's gonna get stunned up, no surge anymore, it already wears off Chilling Touch as well, the right clicks are coming, the Sunstrike not even necessary as Luna. He draws the first blood in Nubik. I mean, if he wants to go greedy, he could go very fast hand of Midas thanks to the first blood, or do you think he is gonna go for it, or if he should even?
Well, he definitely shouldn't have gone for it. And down at bottom, just a little bit of an exchange. Wow, so it's a Shadow Demon doing a surround on his own, but Barry, they're just gonna Firefly away from trouble.
And Firefly OP.
Yeah, indeed. What I was thinking, oh, there we go. So this Observer Ward that FNG planted, if he planted it over here instead, he would have seen the gank incoming. I don't really understand like why he didn't just make a quick rotation that I was speaking about in the beginning of the game and just getting that Observer Ward down. That ward in the correct positioning would have easily saved his life.
But would it have given Rune Vision? Although then again they have bottom Rune Vision anyway with this Observer Ward here. Which is actually really close to blocking up the big camp. Like really close. Like 1 feet below.
Left.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, though, if you plant it over here, it's not going to give you rune control by any means, but your hero, as an offlaner, you can always go and check the top rune, and the supports will be checking down at bottom. So, I just feel like having both wards on rune spots, it's not as efficient for them in this game as it could have been.
Yeah, it's definitely you only need to have it on one, especially if there's not an aggressive tri lane. Maybe as an aggressive tri lane you would have wanted to have it on bottom as well, but then again, then you wouldn't have needed top, so I mean, I guess it does not justify itself too much, but Dream Team, they're getting punished at the moment because Battle he left the lane, so Power Rangers, they're exploiting the weakness and going for the tier 1 early on.
Yeah, like Power Rangers, they know the exact timing of a Batrider. It's around the 6-minute mark where he's going to be going for that jungle stacks and just trying to farm up his blink, essentially. So they know, okay, so that's what he's doing, then we're just going to go for a tower push. And at top, it seems like Dream Team don't want to go for a tower push of their own, but they just don't have the creep wave pushing in. But they do have a lot of stacks as well. And Nubik, I like this build. It's not that greedy. Like, it's not the Midas plus a Helm of Dominator, because they recognize Power Rangers as being a team that lacks aggression. And anticipating that this Helm of the Iron Will, it benefits them, the Luna, in just about every sense. Up against Templar Assassin, who's going to be dealing minus negative armor to you, then having plus 8 armor on top of you is pretty darn good, I suppose.
I mean, armor wins games. Well, not really, but in some certain cases, the armor definitely helps out against the TA because the meld, it's going to do so much. But oh, look at FNG. He finds the double stack. Maybe, oh no, never mind, it's a triple stack even. Ion Shell on the Satyr Banisher, it's not the best positioning at the moment, but he might be able to steal the triple stack or at least part of it.
Well, Is he gonna be able to? No.
Well, he
Oh,
gets
he
at
did.
least two. He got two of the
Yeah,
beat.
yeah, he got two. That was worth it. Wow, and Batrider, he's just losing so much time. Look at his HP. He only has half life, and he didn't get much using his Fireflies so early, and it feels like he has to go back to base once again.
Yeah, and oh, look at top. There's an Invis 10 processing with an Ion Shell on top. Oh god, Nubik surged up as well. They can't really go for it. It was maybe kind of obvious, especially since the surge came out on nobody. I mean, Nubik was
Yeah,
like, oh, okay, somebody's coming for me.
one of the reason why, like,
Oh, they
the
find
current
PGG bottom lane. Moon is there as well. They have the Soul Catcher. The right clicks are flying out. The waveform gets the kill.
ouch. When ice meets water, you melt.
Oh, now mid lane Invoker might be in trouble as well. Scandal coming in with Justice. He got Cold Snap, but the Impale does connect Melt Hit as well. It's only level 1 Melt, but with the Refraction extra damage, it's enough. But with Justice, Brave Fire Blast, a nice Spike Carapace was there. But with the Force Spirit, it will be enough. But oh, Brave King, he's gonna fall in return. Scandal just does way too much damage.
Yeah, and this is like something that we expect to see out of Scandal. Rotations early, but this kind of play is considered high risk, high reward. Do you remember the game where we casted between Empire versus Power Rangers when he was on the Bone Clinks? After he got the Orchid, he just doesn't want to ever stay. And sure, that's a correct play from a Clinks, but it's also part of the style
Oh,
that Scandal
Moon chasing
has.
down PGG solo. Adaptive Strike, level 1 to finish up the job.
Wow.
And actually, I'm not sure if he saved the point for this moment or if he had the Adaptive Strike before. But usually they don't go for Adaptive Strike before level 10.
Yeah, it has to be going for the kill. So that was Ice versus Water round 2. And once again, Water comes out on top. But I just want to quickly go back to the point. Scandal, this kind of style, it's great when you find pickoffs, but when you don't find the kills, like in that Clinks game, then you just start losing effectiveness over time. And the high level teams, the professional ones, the household names that everybody can name, what makes them so good is this kind of individual play where you just go around constantly looking for people. They will have the map awareness and play extremely defensively, and essentially you're just gonna end up wasting a lot more time than you should. So that's why people have rotated into more of the farming Midas or Midas Templar Assassin, Midas Shadow Fiend kind of build. But I'm glad Power Rangers says no, we're not gonna be just like every other team. Instead, we're gonna play our own aggressive style, but it is somewhat risky.
Well, at the moment at least, their early rotations and it has paid off. 10%. He actually almost has the drums already finished as well, but finally, or not even finally, 10 minutes in Afterlife, he's level 6, has his Blink Dagger on the battle there, so actually a pretty decent timing considering how bad it started for him.
And where is Nubik's summon unit? Have you seen Nubik dominate a unit just yet? Because I don't think I've seen Nubik with a
I think
big
he's gonna
creep
pick
and
up the
stacking the
Satyr
ancients.
now.
Oh,
Or
is
is
he?
he? Nope.
No, he wants to farm it.
What? That's a little bit weird because, I mean, sure, the Ancients are double stacked, but nobody's there anymore to stack them any further. So,
Yeah.
I guess he thinks he can't farm them up for a couple of levels still anyway. But, I don't know.
And you look, in the beginning of the game, Scandal's last hits were way better than the Invoker, but till now, Invoker is only 8 last hits behind. But Invoker has a Midas, so his farm is always going to be good, and he can support his team from anywhere on the map.
Means ZXC. I mean, Invoker, he can become really scary. I mean, the Hand of Might definitely helps anyway, and like you said, last hit wise, he has been catching up thanks to Scandal just moving around, whereas Invoker, he's been just stationary in the mid lane. But what's a really weird item pickup is J4, he has a Quelling Blade on himself. Oh, top lane, Wraith King Reincarnation gets popped, FNG was there, but there's the Eclipse coming out, Nyx goes down, Lasso up onto FNG as well, there's the Sunstrike, and well, too bad, but Power Rangers, they just lose 2 for a support Reincarnation.
Yeah, so that reincarnation, as we can see, that's the reason why everybody loves Wraith King.
Oh,
You
mid
kill him
lane
first
purged
time,
up onto Ancient Apparition, Meld hit by Scandal, one more right click, and well, nothing PGG could have done, and he's still not level 6, he's so close to it, but not able to get it quite yet. And actually, FNG, he went for a Hand of Midas in the Darkseer, and usually I don't like it in some certain cases, the Darkseers managed to make it work, like yesterday TCN versus Hehe. I mean, Darkseers just completely dominated the top of the network, but in overall, I'm not too big of a fan on Midas Darkseers.
Yeah. Um, let's not forget the Morphling though. It feels like Morphling's not really hasn't really been in the picture apart from the 2 kills on PGG. But Morphling, with these kind of items, Ring of Aquila, Ring of Health, Power Treads, and 2100 gold, so that's going to be the ultimate orbers on top. So he's more than halfway to his Lincolns, and we're only 12 minutes in the game. So we're looking at about, let's say, 60-minute Lincolns. And that means there's a lot of time for him to develop that Ethereal Blade. So if everything goes smoothly, we can expect to see an E-Blade, say, prior to the 25-minute mark, if he continues to farm up like this. And a 25-minute mark, a Morphling with Lincoln's E-Blade, who will be able to survive the burst, apart from the Wraith King?
Oh god, that's gonna be hard for him. Maybe in the Invoker, but oh no, never mind. Wraith King not in trouble. Morphling, actually he gets stunned up. There's the ice for the Ice Blast as well. Moon, he actually might go down. He will as well. And oh my god, Majestic, he even misses the Impale on the Wraith King. Well, Moon did not expect that one coming.
Once again, every time I say something about someone, it seems to go the opposite. It's a curse, and it continues to live on. Seriously, I can't
it's literally the caster's curse. Like today, I was watching the Chinese qualifiers. LD was like, "Oh my god, this is not gonna happen." Bam! Next minute. Oh god, it just always somehow magically happens like that.
So should I say the opposite of what I actually want, and it will happen? Like, yeah, I don't ever want to see Tinker being played.
Destiny will know. It will see through.
Oh man.
You cannot fool Destiny.
Oh man, Final Destination, that was some good stuff.
Oh, FNG! There's the Sunstrike Lasso, and oh god, it's an easy pick-off. The TPs are coming in, but will they actually be able to catch up Nubik? They need the Psionic Trap slow or anything. Oh, well, Majestic Vendetta might have helped as well with the extra movement speed, but it's on cooldown. And well, 3 TPs just wasted, more or less.
And now Invoker is free to push the mid lane. Aquas Exalt Invoker is very good at pushing towers, and look at it, he's making his way towards level 1 of that Necrobook. And wow, this is some fast timings as well coming out of ZXC. I mean, he did get 3 assists from those Sunstrikes, but just think about it, like the 20-minute Necrobook, that's scary as well. Like your Temple Assassin, Nyx Assassin, a lot of it relies on the ability to rotate around stealthily. You have the Psionic Traps to scout, as well as slow opponents, and a Nyx Assassin will rely on that Vendetta to be able to find pickoffs. I mean, is this Blink Dagger even close? Okay, so no. Nyx Assassin, we just stick. He still has about 2,000 gold before he has that Blink Dagger. And until then, I don't think he's going to be able to find anyone.
Yeah, it's Dream Team, they're actually positioning themselves pretty nicely as well, and Wraith King, he's actually really tanky as well, with the power treads now working for either Blade Mail or drums of his own. Nubik, he just continues on farming it. Looking at the net worth, especially thanks to Moon dying, he is 1.7k ahead of him, and he's not stopping anytime soon because he just continues farming up the jungle. Ancient stack, well, he's stacking it at the moment. It's gonna be a quadruple stack now if it succeeds.
Oh wow, so okay, the stacks are coming, but Power Rangers, they have a Psionic Trap right on top. So whenever Dream Team, they're going for the Ancient, Power Rangers will know, and then they can decide whether or not they want to contest. And this is the beauty of Temple Assassin. I'm surprised that we're not seeing more of this hero. I saw it a lot in like Chinese games in this year, but not as much from like Western teams in general. And look at it, just being able to have vision on the stack as well as knowing your opponents are going for the Roche, keep tabs on just about every single choke point in the game. It's amazing. Temple Assassin just gives you, I consider this skill kind of imba, like not in the sense that it's game breaking, but it gives you so much information. And Dota, a lot of it has to do with information in conjunction, like you know exactly where your opponents are on the map, and you can make decisions based on those information.
Well, that is definitely one really good thing about the Temple Assassin, which, like you said, is kind of underrated or forgotten about him. And Scandal, he's actually going aggressive at the moment, but Dream Team, they actually seem to have a lot of knowledge of their own. They have some pretty nice wards. They have loads of sentries down as well, especially in their own jungle to make sure Nubik gets the farm that he requires. I mean, so far Luna, he has a Eagle Song already, so he's going for a straight up butterfly after Yasha Dominator.
Wow. I can't believe this Luna. Okay, so we have a Sunstrike in mid? Alright, nothing's gonna happen there, but I can't believe this Luna, Nubik, he has, what, 144 last hits in around under 17 minutes, and he has never died in the game. So, I mean, you're looking at a Power Ranger lineup, you've got Nyx Assassin, Templar Assassin. These heroes are the kind that want to find kills, want to find a fragile Luna, but in this case, Nubik, he's been doing a really good job. And the words coming out from his teammates are just spot on. Look at it, they have sentries everywhere.
And they actually managed to take care of the ancient stacks as well without Pink to do anything about it. And FNG, he just keeps on farming. Hand of Midas, still no mech, which, well, he's getting really close to it, but not quite yet. I mean, 17 minutes in, you would really need your Darkseer to have one already.
Yeah, and because of the death that Moon had, his Lincolns was slowed significantly, and this 17.5 minutes Lincolns compared to what the Luna has. Like, if you look at Luna, she's almost battle ready. Still somewhat fragile, but has the Aegis on top, so don't care as much. But the right clicks are going to hurt, the attack speed is going to be fast, the glaives are going to bounce. But what does a Morphling offer in a team fight as of now, other than his waveform? And perhaps, if you're going to use Replicate, but so far, Morphling just won't be able to take a team fight. He has to continue farming.
Yeah, actually, fighting for him might be even harder now that ZXC has his Necro level 3 finished. I mean, he needs the recipe from the courier or stash rather, but once he actually gets it, the mana burn, it might be pretty strong as well against Morphling.
Yeah, I mean, if the Morphling's ever static, standing around...
Oh, they get rid of the Aegis, but they won't be able to kill him the second time in a row. So Nubik, I mean, Aegis, not put to the best possible use, but at least it does save her life, so she'll just be able to continue farming, and she's only 100 away from just finishing up his Battle Fury.
Well, this Luna really doesn't want that BKB, hey. It's kind of smart in a sense, and kind of... It always puts a question mark in your head when you see something a little bit more unconventional, like you're not seeing a Manta from a Luna, or you're not seeing a BKB, but that straight Eagle Song.
Oh, bottom lane, they get the lasso onto Moon, the Ice Blast as well, but what a nice disruption coming out by J4. The Fenning Blast does hit, but Moon, he's healthy. The wall, not doing too much, and PGG might get chased down. Level 2 Adaptive Strike. He uses the Replicate for this. There's the Psionic Slow Adaptive Strike to finish the job, but, well, now ACN comes in from behind Wraith King. He has his ultimate ready. It's still only level 1. And, of course, they have the Eclipse level 2, which I guess is the biggest thing for them. And they get the stun on Scandal. Nope, disjointed by a Meld. Nicely played.
Well, now that Scannel has the BKB, he's going to be in the front lines tanking a lot of the damage. Or avoiding a lot of the damage, as a matter of fact. But the bottom tier 1, I highly doubt Power Rangers will be able to defend this. But they are rotating everyone over. So FNG, he just wants to wait for the rune. And looks like Scandal is just going to be down at bot by himself so far.
Oh, the Ice Blast is flying though. They want to go Ice Blast. It's gonna connect on both of the cores. They get the stun as well. Scandal activates his BKB though. He's gonna turn it around Wraith King. But look at the damage, just the physical damage coming out from the Luna. It's too strong for Scandal to handle. He does survive thanks to his nice movement speed with the drums and face boots. But, oh, they might get FNG. He has to surge up. The surge ends though. Afterlife, a nice flame break as well. 3 stacks of stick and napalm. The vacuum by FNG. It won't be enough because Nubik, he's coming for you. Well,
so yeah, indeed. I don't understand why Power Rangers hesitated to stay. They had to know the Darkseer doesn't have the wall, and with just a vacuum, they just don't have the utility to be able to team fight. Even if Nyx Assassin got a 5-man impel, I don't think it would have mattered that much. Seeing that Invoker has Necrobook 3, there's Cold Snap to be used. Wraith King had his ultimate up in that fight, and of course we had Luna with the Eclipse and a butterfly.
Oh, this is looking bad. And Afterlife, he wants to go for more force stuff. Actually, a little bit off. He had the last already, and he might pay for his life with it. And the Active Strike, boom. He actually used it already, but doesn't matter as he gets the kill with the right clicks. They do lose the tower, but somewhat of a missed play by Afterlife himself. In the end, for the tier 2 tower, not too bad.
Well, so a couple of core items are not too far off. Ancient Apparition is about just 1,000 gold away from completing that Aghanim Scepter. Luna already has her Butterfly. And Blade Mail up on the Wraith King. Wow, so the Wraith King, he's not going to be playing as an initiator, but more as a counter initiation. If Power Rangers ever want to make the go, the Wraith King will be ready with the counter stun. Except unlike the Tidehunter, which can stun up to five heroes. Wraith King can only stun one.
Oh, well, the Ice Blast, rather random, but they will find J4. The stun actually got disjointed, and J4, he's just going to TP out of this. But that's still TP used, I guess. He got his ward down, so J4 accomplished what he came there for. But just looking at FNG already, I mean, sure, he has the Hand of Midas and the Blink, but still no mech, 22 minutes in, and he doesn't even have Boots of Speed.
Oh man, this is a Darkseid that has fallen behind really badly. And you look at Nubik, oh my goodness, the form of this Luna is just incredible. 22 minutes, 207 last hits, 4 kills, 0 death, 1 assist. Yasha, Helmet Dominator, Butterfly,
Yes,
and
she's sitting
so
on
close to that
645 gold per minute at the moment, whereas Moon 475. So, I mean, even the Invoker has more than Moon does at the moment. I mean,
yeah.
this is looking good for Dream Team.
Yes, indeed. And Nyx Assassin finally with the Blink Dagger. Is he going to be able to find PGG? Oh, nope. There are too many people in the general vicinity. Oh, but we just stick. He has ran into Nubik.
Oh god, there's the Lasso as well, and Nubik, man, you don't want to see that hero when you're a Nyx Assassin. And Nubik actually, with the help of this kill now, only needs like 2 to 3 more creeps to finish up the BKB already.
Ouch. So that was just free donation right there. I was like, hey, you need BKB? Here's some cash for you.
Oh, I mean, considering the way this game started, I mean, Scandal, I would have thought that this Temper Assassin is just gonna wreck everybody. But after the 2 first kills that he got, I mean, he has only gotten 1 assist, and Power Rangers overall, I think this Darkseer pick for them, or the way they've played it so far, it just doesn't fit too much with their aggressive style.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. I mean, the Midas, what has it accomplished so far? If you had the mech and then they took the fights early on, they might have won those and snowball off of those wins. But because they don't, and we can't really pinpoint the blame on FNG, but this Midas really hasn't been able to do anything for them. But I guess it's the thought process when you draft a lineup like this is we have a Morphling. This hero is gonna go late, and we have heroes like Nyx Assassin, Templar Assassin who can pack a punch during the early game. So if we know we're going late and we have secured a good early game, why not go for the Midas? There has to be a thinking process there, but so in this game it just didn't fit, and it was somewhat costly in a sense.
Well, at least Moon has been getting some farm of his own. He's actually pretty close to his shotgun. Still can maybe burst down PGG, who has a level 2 ultimate with an Aghanim Scepter now. If that ain't scary, then I do not know what is.
Yeah, and here's the problem. You see, like, the way Scandal plays, it's that high risk, high reward Templar Assassin. He did make the rotations early, get the kills. But imagine if he has a Midas. I mean, how much would you wish you had an early Midas in this game right now? If he had the Midas, perhaps he would have been able to get a little bit more items, gotten the BKB, maybe even, say, the Desolator on top. Because it's turning into a farm war, and as a Templar Assassin who can flash farm using the side blades, it's quite nice to have that additional juicing power with Midas. And in this game, where you're running on dual cores, the Morphling is going to be farming up, Templar Assassin is going to be farming up, then your late game isn't really that bad, and you can even potentially contest that Ultra Fat Luna.
Yeah, but just look at, they have zero map vision because Afterlife is carrying the gem. They have the Necro level 3 as well even. And the glyph comes out already. But once this tower falls, I think after the tower falls, Power Rangers, they can't go in because the glaives will just be bouncing all around.
Yeah, indeed. So ACN is just trying to bait out Scandal's melt.
Yeah, but they're just losing Rex. Well, it's down to half HP.
They can't
Nubik.
fight.
Oh, Scandal is dropping so low. He actually has to back off just from the raking. There's the wall back. You want to do Majestic. Doesn't get the follow-up stun, and Nubik with the BKB just clears up all the illusions. But they might get J foreshadowing. He goes down. Nubik is unstoppable, and the Rex, they're gonna fall. Oh, Afterlife gets the lasso onto FNG as well. There's the Eclipse coming out. There's nothing they can do. They're just getting bursted down. Rex fall, and Wraith King didn't even lose the ultimate.
Yeah, and Morphling, he got hit by the Ice Blast, so after that, he didn't dare to fight at all. He had to wait it out, and sadly, that waiting was the equivalent of having most of your teammates die.
Oh, they're just going for tier 4 straight up on Scandal. Just look at the glaives, it's damaging him so damn much. The Ray Fire Blast, Melt, does disjoint him, but the Ice Blast. Oh, Scandal is gonna go down. Yeah, he's dead.
Oh wow, surprising that's the first death on Scandal.
Oh, Nubik might go down, but he gets stunned up in return, and Nubik, he's just gonna come back, and Moon, he's gonna fall, and Nubik, he's still alive. Oh, come on, Wichasik. He finishes up the Luna, but what does it accomplish? They're already the racks down, 4 heroes dead, and well, tier 4's gone, and a Naked Ancient, 27 minutes in. Oh, I don't think they can recover from this.
It's virtually impossible. I guess, after all, once you get the pushing going, heroes like Invoker, Luna, it's terrifying. Really is. Especially if you put the alacrity on top of a certain hero.
Yeah, I mean, just look at the... Oh, the Vacuum is there. They're just trying to buy time. FNG sacrifices his own life, and well, this is GG, and Dream Team, they managed to take this to a game number 3. And well, it's good for us because best of 3s are awesome, and they're even better if it actually goes to the third and last game.
Oh wow. So that was somewhat anticlimactic, I suppose. Like,
yeah, it was. It really was, and we didn't get to see the Darkshare at all. Almost. I mean, he didn't even finish up a mech, so he tried to go for a pipe. Didn't get enough gold for that even, and well, Dream Team completely overwhelming, and Nubik, he just wasn't contested in the farm like Power Rangers. They didn't even try to kill off the Luna at all.
wow, 765 gold per minute, 279 last hits in 28 minutes and 10 seconds.
Well, that's pretty damn strong for him, but I guess that's it for game number 2. Dream Team tie up the series 1-1, so we're going into game number 3. If you did like what we did, then be sure to follow us on Twitch, as well as our social media, Facebook and Twitter /Heflatv, to know when we're going live and with what games. But this is it for game number 2, like I've said already. Just some music in between, and game number 3 should be starting in 10 minutes, if not less.